Hey friends, I hope everything's going well with you today. I was just going to share a little change of events that's going on at our place, and it's a good thing, we think. My daughter, she lives 12 miles from us in town, and she works in town. Well, she's been renting the same house for 17 years, and she would like to have changed, but she just stayed there. And she wanted to stay in that town because she worked there and my grandson was in school. Well, he's graduated and moved out, and she doesn't need the whole house anyway. But lo and behold, the owner of the house called her and told her that he may have to move back into his house and not rent it. So it was scary at first. She didn't know what she wanted to do. Well, the thing is, there's no sense in her buying in town because our place is already hers. My son, we've split it between my son and her. We gave him a little more land and her the house. So there's no sense in her buying a house, even if she could, because she's got one. But we plan on using it a little bit longer. Anyway, she didn't want to get an apartment, and it occurred to her, why not buy a camper? So she bought a brand new camper. It's very pretty, and it's going to be just perfect for her. She's moving it out here on her land, and she's going to be set. So we're excited about that. The hard part is downsizing her items. You know how I get attached to everything. I couldn't hardly help her with that because she would pull out baby clothes for my grandson, and I can't do that. I like to keep it. And so I did other things while she was going through her stuff. But it was hard. She had to give up some things that she really liked, but she knew she was going to be better off. It was time to move on, and so she did. She's going to be just 12 miles from work on a country road. The biggest worry will be deer, watching for those, and it's going to be great. My daughter-in-law drives into town, the same town, for work, and she's doing just fine. So, and my daughter grew up out here and used to work, so she'll know. It'll be good. This is a good thing for us. After she moves out here, that will mean both of our children and 3 of our grandchildren will be right here on our home place. And that's great for us. The 2 oldest grandkids, my son's daughter and my daughter's son, are already moved away from home and have their own jobs. And my granddaughter is still in college. So it's going to be wonderful. I feel so blessed that they're all right here and can walk over anytime they want. But I just thought I'd share that with you, because it's a blessing for sure. I'm having to voice over this part because I forgot to turn my air conditioner off, but I just was explaining that I wanted to read a little bit out of my journal. I don't know how it'll go over, but we'll give it a whirl. I advise all young people to keep journals of your babies when they start to talk and do things, and your grandkids. You'll think you'll remember, but one day you'll realize you don't. And if you have it written down, then you've always got it. So let's go. I chose this particular entry that I'm going to read because it kind of pertained to what we discussed earlier about my daughter moving back out here and us all being out here together. And I just started it off saying, country people. Ever since I was a little girl, I was infatuated with country people. I don't know if it was because I knew only a few and I loved them very much, or it may have been the strength they seemed to have. Whatever it was, I knew I wanted to be like that. Living in apartments in the city, I sometimes thought it might never happen. After a move here and there, I ended up in a high school where I met my husband, Wayne. He had similar ideas. He grew up in the country. Maybe that's part of what attracted me to him. We eventually moved to his old home place. His parents still lived out there. They have only 2 sons, so they split the property between them both, giving each half. We had to be sure that we wanted to stay before we built, because the land was homesteaded by his ancestors in the 1800s. We decided to build a log home. First thing we did was buy a 1954 model trailer house that we lovingly called Bertha. She was a measly 35 foot in length and 8 foot wide. It was the color of chocolate milk with a multicolored striped carpet. It had a tiny bathroom that turned out to be ideal to potty train our son. An adult could use the restroom, soak their feet in the tub, and brush their teeth all at the same time. And that's true. We became a very close family in that year. When the house was finished, our daughter, Courtney, was entering 2nd grade. That left my 3-year-old son and I alone at home. It took him a while to get adjusted to the new, bigger house. I was trying to get moved in and settled. I was going from room to room, putting things away. Michael would toddle along behind me with an armload of toys. In each room, he'd say, "Is this where you're going to be?" He was so used to being able to see me from every room in Bertha. Eventually, he gave up following my every step. He then started piling all his toys in front of the TV and play. He had evidently seen Courtney do this. He wouldn't turn the TV on. It took a while for him to realize that that's why she liked that spot so well. As he got a little older, he was always outside. I couldn't imagine him being confined to a small yard in town. My daughter, too, experienced a transformation. When we first started to visit the home site, it was a chore just to get her out of the car. She was afraid of grasshoppers, and she hated the briars. As it turned out, when we walked off the floor plan of our house, there was a huge briar patch right where her room would be. We nicknamed her room the Briar Room. It was hard to believe it when we saw her capture and hold her first grasshopper. More shocking than that was the day when Wayne and I were up on ladders working on the ceiling when Michael came in holding a squirming, stinging scorpion by the tail. He had it between the body and the stinger. Had the tail right between the body and the stinger. And he proudly exclaimed, "Looky here." I screamed, "Michael, put that down. It's a stinging scorpion." He quickly dropped it and stomped it. Later, he returned and told us, "I found another one of those stinging scorps, and I killed it too." I didn't know if I was ready for stinging scorpions and the like, but there we were. So, I don't know if you enjoyed that or not, but if you did, just let me know and I'll read more of it another time. Right now, I was going to insert some pictures. I cannot for the life of me find a picture of our beloved Bertha. So, instead, I found some shots of the kids and our life for a year inside Bertha. So, I hope you enjoy, and I'll tell you goodbye at the end. I had recording my closing and goodbye out in the bungalow as well, but once again I forgot to turn the air conditioner off and it was so loud. But I was just hoping that you enjoyed this content. If you did, let me know and I can read a little bit more of it at another point. Not every time, but every now and then I could read a little bit. If you liked it, I would love a thumbs up. And I appreciate you, all my new subscribers and my old ones as well. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on our home at Young's Crossing. Goodbye.